Whenever we talk about Jaclyn Hill, it's usually because of her being in hot water over something she's promoted or launched or collabed on, but this time around is very different. Jaclyn is being called out over her latest video, and not because she didn't disclose an ad. It's because her fans are genuinely concerned about her. It's a mess, so let's get into it. Within the last year or so, you may have noticed some of the drastic transformations a lot of celebrities and influencers have gone through when it comes to their appearance. It feels like overnight, a lot of public figures have been able to go through a complete transformation, and more than likely, it's because they're using a GLP-1 like Ozempic or Mounjaro. TikTok is just filled with people speculating on who's on Ozempic. Anytime someone loses weight, they're automatically accused of being on a GLP-1. I feel like it's all you hear about recently. And look, I'm not here to debate about using Ozempic for weight loss. I personally feel like if it's a health issue and you use it as a tool and you've tried everything else and you actually need it to get yourself into a healthier lifestyle while working with a doctor, more power to you. I think a lot of people think Ozempic is like this magic wand and you instantly lose all this weight, but from what I've heard, you still need to put in a lot of work. You still need to work out and eat healthy. It seems like it's more so an aid to make the journey just a little bit easier if you struggle with really bad food noise. I think the whole controversy with people using it as a weight loss aid is that it's making the medication more in demand. There was a time there where it was all over the news that there was like massive shortages, and people who need it because they're diabetic could only get like a month's supply at a time compared to getting a script for say like 3 months. And then on top of that, since it's in demand, it's also making it more expensive. If you've been keeping up with Jaclyn over these past few years, you would know that she's been on a health journey, and she's documented it on her YouTube channel with a series called Jaclyn's Journey. She's been very successful with her lifestyle change. You can tell she's a lot happier. She stopped drinking. She's talked about how amazing she feels, and her fans have been so happy for her. Jaclyn really does look amazing. I feel like if you feel good within yourself, that's just going to show in the way you present yourself to the world, and Jaclyn has done a complete 180 compared to where she was after the whole lipstick disaster. Now, ever since Jaclyn has gone on her health journey, a lot of comments have accused her of being on a GLP-1 like Ozempic, but Jaclyn has denied it over and over again.
Okay, do you feel better now that you got this out of your system and off your chest? I really hope so, because I personally am done with this conversation. I'm hoping that we can all agree on that. I've lost 23 pounds in the last 3.5 months, and that honestly is not extreme weight loss. I have put in so much hard work, consistency, and dedication for the last 3.5 months, and seeing comments like this is so discouraging to everybody who is just trying to dedicate themselves to bettering their lifestyle and their personal health and their growth. I feel so damn proud of myself of what I've accomplished. It has not been easy. I know everyone wants the formula. They want to hear it's so easy. It is not easy to lose fat. It is not easy to lose weight. It is really difficult. And when I'm feeling so proud, I get online and I see thousands of comments like this, and it is so discouraging, and it discredits your hard work. If you are on Ozempic or semaglutides or whatever it is, go off, queen. That's none of my business. If you want to do that for weight loss, absolutely. I am personally not on any of these things for my own reasons. I have not desired to be. I don't want to be. I have no plans to be. I'm trying to do things naturally.
Well, it looks like Jaclyn changed her mind on that because she posted a video recently documenting her journey using a GLP-1. This video has received a lot of backlash, so we're going to go through it together and find out why exactly people are so upset with her. Jaclyn opened her video by saying that ever since she's moved to California, her weight loss journey has come to a standstill. She claims she hasn't lost a single pound despite doing a bunch of different diets.
Tried the animal-based diet where I was literally eating a total of 12 foods, nothing but eggs and fruits and meat. For 2.5 weeks, didn't lose 1 pound, not a pound. My friends who tried that diet, did it for 2 weeks, lost 8 pounds, 9 pounds. Me, nothing, not a pound. I am at such a plateau, you guys. I know my body, and I know how I should be losing weight. I am walking 10,000 steps a day, 5 miles a day. Plus I'm doing Pilates. Plus I'm integrating weightlifting 3 times a week. Plus I'm not eating carbs. I should be losing at least a pound in 20 days. Like, I'm sorry, something does not add up here. And people will be like, oh, well, it's because you're gaining muscle. No, I know my body, and this is not the way it works.
I feel like that could be the main problem right there. Doing all of these fad diets that aren't sustainable in the long run, they just make you miserable, and then you see that all your misery isn't even paying off and you give up on it and walk away discouraged. Also, any diet you do is going to take some time to work. You can't do anything in life for like a week and notice major changes. It takes time, and it sounds like Jaclyn didn't give any of these diets a chance for them to work for her. I think it's clear she wanted the same type of results that she was probably getting at the start of her Jaclyn's journey, and that's just not realistic for the end of your journey.
So I finally decided to get some blood work done, and long story short, I don't want to say anything too deep about this. I just don't want to cause any riffraff or anything, but I went through a series of doctors, the things I was getting offered, the medications I was getting offered. I was just like, no, you're not understanding me. You're not understanding what I want and what I need. So I ended up going back to a doctor in Tampa whom I've always loved, and for some reason I didn't think that I could use her while I was in California. Like I thought I had to find a California doctor. I don't know why. So I'm like, let me have her like deep dive into my blood work. So she did. She found so many things, you guys. I just feel so validated because I have been saying for months and months and months, this is not normal.
A lot of comments are calling Jaclyn out for her going to all these different doctors, and they're accusing her of doctor shopping until she found one that would give her what she wanted. One person said, the reason you had to go through several doctors is not because they weren't good doctors that weren't doing their job. It's likely because you aren't a patient that should be on this type of medication at all. Obviously, we don't know if that's true, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was. I don't know what sane doctor could look at Jaclyn and go, yeah, you should be injecting yourself with a GLP-1. Like I said, I think if you need a GLP-1 for weight loss because it's like a life or death situation, then yeah, it's a great tool. But you can't tell me any respectable doctor could look at Jaclyn and think that she was a good candidate for it. Jaclyn looks absolutely amazing, and it blows my mind that she was even prescribed one, but more on that later.
With that being said, I am starting Ozempic. I mean, it's not technically Ozempic, but I'm starting a semaglutide, or maybe it's a peptide. I don't really know the difference, and I don't really know technically what it is. All I know is I'm starting it.
This is another major red flag that people in the comments were calling out. Not even knowing what you're about to be injecting into your body. I don't know, guys, but it doesn't seem like we're off to the best start here. Jaclyn then goes on to say that her goal is to be able to wear a tank top again.
My biggest thing is that I just want to wear a tank top again. Like, I wish I could go back to the very last time that I wore a tank top with confidence and just relive that moment. Like, I want to live that again so bad. Like, I didn't know that that was my last time wearing a tank top.
I really don't want to get on Jaclyn about her comment because yeah, we all have our insecurities that other people probably don't even see, but this was one of the most controversial comments from this video. People under this video are saying how it's really sad that Jaclyn felt like she couldn't wear a tank top pre-Ozempic. One comment reads, if your goal is to wear a tank top, that's a mental battle, not a physical one. There's no reason you couldn't wear a tank top before other than your mind convincing you there was something wrong with your body. No one else would care what your arms look like except you. I'm all for changing your body however you want, but I strongly believe that working on your mentality and your self-love is more important. For any young girls who may feel similarly to Jaclyn, please know there is nothing inherently wrong with your body, and confidence is the most attractive trait. Wear whatever you want to wear while you work towards being your healthiest self. And you guys are going to notice this is the main problem people are having with Jaclyn putting this video out in the first place. At the end of the day, it's Jaclyn's body. She can do whatever she wants. If she wants to look a certain way and she wants to reach her goals using Ozempic, she's well within her right to. It starts being an issue when she brings this mentality to her channel with millions of people watching her, mainly young impressionable girls who've probably also dealt with body image issues at some point in their life and maybe even found Jaclyn's channel for her Jaclyn's journey where she did things in a really healthy way. It's so hard to see Jaclyn go from doing Jaclyn's journey where she did things over a long period of time and seemed to approach it in a really healthy way, only to see her, who looks amazing by the way, say she can't wear a tank top. It's definitely not a healthy mindset, that's for sure, and it crosses the line of her being truthful with her audience into something else, and it's really sad to see. It's the same way I feel about Michaela using filters on her videos and her pictures. Is it objectively wrong to promote a skincare product or makeup while you have a filter on? Yes. Is it odd to Facetune yourself into a different human when everyone can see what you actually look like at meet and greets and out in public? Also, yes. But I find it hard to sit here and make videos about Michaela doing that because she's also a victim of beauty standards and the pressure to look a certain way. Jaclyn then goes on to show us her doing her first injection, and she reveals that she's also going to be incorporating exercise and eating healthier alongside the GLP-1 and said that she hasn't been doing that lately.
I feel like I failed to mention in my intro that I will also be incorporating dieting and exercising along with this. As of right now, I am not doing anything. I'll be honest. I got really sick in December and I was sick for 3 weeks and it totally knocked me off my horse. At that time, I was doing hot Pilates, regular Pilates, and cardio, and I fell off. I fell off the wagon and I just did not get back.
Again, it makes me wonder who her doctor is and why they didn't recommend her trying out and sticking to a workout and healthy eating plan before resorting to a GLP-1 and actually trying to stick to the plan for more than a week or two before giving it up. It feels like a GLP-1 should be like a last resort kind of thing, especially when there's so many side effects, which you'll see Jaclyn deals with majorly throughout her GLP-1 journey. At first, Jaclyn was liking the effects the medication was having on her. She said it got rid of her food noise, she wasn't hungry, but she quickly got discouraged when she realized she wasn't losing the weight she thought she would be losing and commented on the fact that she went up 0.2 ounces.
I weighed myself this morning and I have not lost 1 pound yet. I am barely eating, but I went up 0.2 ounces, which I find very weird as well, but this is my body.
Most Jaclyn thing I've ever heard.
I weighed myself this morning and I lost 1 pound in 10 days, which is like nothing in my opinion, because I fluctuate a couple pounds all the time. 1, 2, 3.
I texted my doctor today because I low-key felt discouraged and I was like, hey, I'm on day 10 and I've lost 1 pound. And she's like, this is normal. We're doing it like this because I don't want you to get nauseous. I don't want you to feel sick.
1 pound in 10 days?
And eventually she revealed that her doctor switched her to a different medication because she wasn't getting the results that she hoped for. And that's when she started to feel the negative side effects. She wasn't hungry, she was losing her joy for eating, and she was eating next to nothing.
Just did not see results at all. I lost, I think, 1.5 pounds, which to me doesn't even count because I'm like, I fluctuate 2 or 3 pounds all the time. My doctor has now switched me to a different peptide and I just injected it 48 hours ago for the first time. I have felt off and I don't know if it's from the peptide or not, but I have felt like I have a bad headache and I have also felt a little nauseated and like I literally do not have an appetite. It's 4 o'clock in the afternoon right now and all I've eaten today is an egg. And I know that that's not healthy, but when I do have an appetite, I want to eat protein. But I'm just like, ugh, like nothing sounds good.
Which sounds like a very miserable existence to me, and it makes me so sad for Jaclyn, especially hearing that she was now considering getting lipo because she wasn't getting the results she expected.
According to like my BMI, like I do need to lose a couple of pounds. It's just like specific areas on my body where I'm like, what are you doing there? I am so close to going and getting it lipoed out.
Eventually, her doctor switched her to another form of a GLP-1, and she did end up losing the weight that she wanted to lose within a few weeks, and she was very happy with that.
I've now been on this new GLP-1 for 3 weeks. Tomorrow will be 3 weeks. I have now lost 10 pounds officially. So this one is definitely working. I am down exactly 10 pounds in 3 weeks. It is now working.
But eventually that happiness turned into the weight loss not being good enough. Jaclyn said that the Ozempic weight loss wasn't the same as her normal weight loss. She still had areas where she felt like the weight wasn't coming off, and she admitted that she hated being on a GLP-1.
I'm not losing weight the way I would like to. For instance, I've been this weight before in my life, okay? So the weight that I am right now is the exact same weight that I was when I launched my lipsticks, but I had way less fat on me.
In the middle of this video, Jaclyn went on a little bit of a rant about people accusing her of being on Ozempic when she wasn't actually on it. She said that she came across a TikTok of someone saying that they unfollowed her because she lied about not being on Ozempic, and people were calling her out for selling a green drink, and the comments just found it really hypocritical.
Annoyed right now, genuinely so annoyed. I don't even know the last time I got this worked up and just like angry and upset over the internet. Like so angry because as you guys can see in this video, I clearly was not on Ozempic when I first lost weight. I changed my entire life, but I'm now on it, a version of it, right? And I'm like sitting here and it's so frustrating because like in the moment, right? Like I'm documenting this journey, but I haven't posted it yet for the last 2 months. So like I'm sitting here on my couch thinking like, you guys are so annoying sitting there accusing me of being on this when like now I actually am and I'm documenting it for you because this is what I do. Like I am honest, like people just so badly want to just make me out to be a person that I'm not. Somebody in the comment section on this TikTok was like, I'm confused. Jaclyn never sold greens though, so this can't be about her. And bitch, somebody responded to her and said, yes, Jaclyn sold a green product and it had 50 likes. And I'm like, I've never sold a green product. What are you talking about? What are you actually talking? The fact that people are just like, just creating straight up lie. This is a lie. This is a lie from the dirt. I have talked about how I drink AG1 and I've done partnerships with them in the past because I do drink greens and I love greens, but I never sold it and I never said anything about it making me lose weight or the reason that I lost 40 pounds.
And I don't know, but the rant felt weird to me. Yeah, maybe the comments wording was wrong. Maybe you didn't physically create a green drink, but the people in these comments aren't influencers. They don't really know the ins and outs of making a product versus just promoting one. I mean, what really is the difference at the end of the day? You still took a check to promote it. It's pretty much the same thing. And then they find out that you're on Ozempic. Yeah, it does feel deceiving. Jaclyn finally revealed that she was now at her goal weight. She was the same weight that she was pre-lipsticks, but once again, it still wasn't enough for her.
I'm now officially there. I've officially reached my goal weight. But are you ready to hear the craziest thing? I am officially the exact same weight that I was when I launched my lipsticks.
She said pre-lipsticks, she was 2 pant sizes smaller than what she is now, despite being the same weight.
But when I launched my lipsticks, I was 2 pant size smaller. I was wearing smalls and extra smalls. I'm wearing like a small and a medium right now. Medium in the majority of things, smalls in some things. But my blood work still shows so much inflammation in my body.
And people in the comments were quick to call her out on this. They were like, well, yeah, the lipsticks were what, 6 years ago now? You were 6 years younger, you were in your 20s. Of course, your 30-something-year-old body is going to be a lot different than your 20-something-year-old body. One comment reads, accumulating weight around the waist and thighs is a common aging pattern for women. You don't need to look exactly like you did 15 years ago. And wear whatever you want. Nobody cares actually. At the end of the video, she finally feels comfortable enough to wear a tank top, and while she seemed really happy with her results, she revealed that despite losing 20 pounds on the GLP-1, she still wanted to do lipo.
I actually went to a liposuction consultation a couple days ago because there's something that I've wanted done, a little something that I don't think that people even notice on me, but I've noticed it since I was 17 years old. So I went and I had a consultation because I'm like, hey, I'm in that era of my life where I'm trying to look my best and better myself.
She also addressed the young, impressionable girls watching her video and said that she didn't get on it for vanity reasons. She got on it because of her blood work.
Impressionable young women out there watching this who want to lose weight, please keep in mind, this was a last resort thing for me. And the reason my doctor put me on it was because of my blood work.
Which is yet another contradiction because just a few minutes earlier, Jaclyn said that she was on it purely because of vanity reasons and wanting to lose weight.
The reason that I finally got on it wasn't for my blood work. It was for vanity reasons. It's because I just wanted to lose weight, right?
It also goes to show you, Jaclyn isn't oblivious to the fact that young girls are going to be watching this video. She can see her analytics, she knows who her audience is, and the fact that she sat down, recorded this video over 3 months, watched it back while editing, and still thought it was a good idea to post is very concerning. There are so many moments throughout this video that really feel like such major red flags, and the comments are calling it out. We had people writing, I appreciate you making this video because it makes me love my body more and feel better about putting my health first and not being addicted to vanity, and to learn to love and accept my body and know that it is taking care of me. All these influencers are so unhealthy. Everyone just needs to unfollow, unsubscribe, and save yourself mentally. I just think people who aren't starting in the obese category shouldn't be on GLP-1s, except for diabetics, maybe PCOS ladies. But I'm not a doctor. The lipo mention after losing so much weight is crazy. And Jaclyn clearly got a ton of backlash for this video because she did end up removing it from YouTube only to put it back up once again. She addressed it on her Instagram story and wrote, I removed my video this morning. I honestly couldn't handle all the comments telling me how mentally ill I am, I have a terrible husband, etc., and I have to put my mental health first. Also, it is never my intention to set a bad example, and so many people were saying that. I just always want to be honest with you guys. I didn't want you thinking that I achieved this just from Pilates and be a bad example in that way. Which I'm sure people can appreciate the honesty, but she just didn't go about it in the best way. The video is back up now, and Jaclyn also addressed her decision to put it back up despite the criticism she was facing in the comments.
Okay, I want to expand on what I just said a little bit for you girls. I see all the DMs. I could never respond to all of them because there's so many coming in right now. I'm reading all of them and I'm very grateful for how sweet you guys are and I love you so much. And I just wanted to be honest with you. You know, when I started Pilates, I got very frustrated because a lot of the girls I follow were getting results really quickly and just like, oh my gosh, my 90-day Pilates results. And I was like, what the heck? Like, this was last year. Anyways, and I started talking to some girls who were really into Pilates on the internet, and they're like, well, I'm also on a low dose of a GLP-1 so that I can make better food choices. And I'm like, oh, okay, got it. And I started hearing that more and more and more and more and more. And now content creators are in my DMs like, yeah, girls, this is why we don't talk about it. And I'm like, okay. And the comments on that video were just way too much for me. Just people, they were just too much. Okay, one last thing. I said this in my video, but since my video is gone, I feel like I'm gonna say it again right now for those of you who don't watch my video. I am not an advocate for GLP-1s. I hated the experience, very depressing. I've decided to put the video back up on my channel. I just feel like it's the right thing to do. And also to the people who are like, oh my God, she's deleting comment. Yes, I'm not trying to hide that. Yes, I'm deleting comments, you guys. I have worked so hard on my mental health, active therapy, all different forms. I have one more thing to say, and this is not me playing the victim. This is just giving you a dose of my reality. So many people are telling me that I have a toxic mindset and I have body dysmorphia. And yeah, you might be 100% right. That's why I have my own therapist and my own discussions that does not involve you, and I work through things that you have no clue about. But let me just remind you that when I was overweight, I was called a fat pig every single day. I had to block the word pig. And you guys accused me of having too much filler, of having moon face, of having diseases that I didn't have. Then I lost the weight from quitting drinking, admitting I had an alcohol problem. You said, that's a lie. You're on Ozempic. Just admit it. We know it. Okay. Fast forward. Now I tried Ozempic and now I'm toxic. But on top of it, you guys are shaming me for eating a cheeseburger while I'm taking Ozempic. I'm sure I do have body dysmorphia, and that's just that.
And Jaclyn is right. The internet does play a huge role in why she probably has the mindset she does. And I'm sure she feels defensive and feels like the same people who were once in her comment section making comments about her weight after her lipsticks are now making comments about her using a GLP-1, and it probably feels hypocritical. I don't doubt that's what she's thinking right now, but I also hope Jaclyn realizes the way that she was speaking in this video is not healthy. Not for her, and definitely not for her audience. Anyways, guys, let me know what you think about everything down below, and I'll see you next time.